I'm not gonna lie to you. When I watched this episode of Dr. Stone, it almost brought a tear to my eye, especially with Suika's character development and the character developments now that we're probably getting probably every single episode because it's at that time now that we've seen basically almost the main characters of our cast here of Dr. Stone. It's now time for their development, and we see a big one here to Suika. And job well done here yet again. I love this episode, and I'm very excited to show you guys my review on this. How's it going, though, ladies and gentlemen? It is Flynn. Welcome everyone back to a brand new episode of Dr. Stone. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm recovering episode 11 now, almost reaching the halfway point of the anime already, which is crazy. And I feel like maybe, I don't know what the community is at right now. I feel like maybe a lot of people are kind of sick of this progression, like make it go faster or anything like that. I think it's taking its sweet old time, and I'm liking this because it's hugely demonstrated here today in this episode that they are making glass. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about Suika's character because this is a huge character development her within this episode, and to us anime only is because number one, we see what she actually looks like, and given off her appearance, she definitely looks like Kohaku and Rui. I don't know if they're siblings, I don't know if they're related to each other, but you know, it's just a little cute anime girl, and given like her kind of personality and what she looks like, you know, it's awesome. I'm glad that we actually see her face within this episode because given her character development in previous episodes, she doesn't want anyone to see her face. She loves wearing this watermelon head, but it's a big step towards that. There's a huge reason why she actually wears that in the first place, because we find out that she is nearsighted. She can't really see straight. She can only see what is close in front of her. And to me, this is why it really almost brought a tear to my eye in this episode, because knowing me doing this review, I'm wearing glasses right now. I give off this episode hugely of my life, particularly because even when I was 4 years old, I'm 21 right now, I've been wearing glasses all of my life, and it's one of the hard parts in life 100%. It's a really scary thing as well, and even Suika's character, that she wants to see what's in front of her. She wants to see the environment, her friends, her family, and this is something that's maybe taken for granted to this day as well, because you know, within this day and within this period, you know, there's people that wear glasses, there's people that wear contacts. If you don't want to go through that method anymore, you could have laser eye surgery, or you never had glasses or contacts or surgery all in your life and you're perfectly fine with your eyes. But if you're going down the path of glasses, it's very terrifying, and I think that's one of the people's fears in life as well, is no one wants to become blind at all, because you'll never see the environment in front of you, you'll never see your friends or family, and it's just a scary thought in our heads. But within this episode here, I just love it that Senku, even though they're making glass towards, of course, their science experiment, it's also helping something here yet again, which I love, and it's hugely demonstrated at the ending of this episode right here. So when they're making glass for the very first time, of course using this quartz sand that of course glass is made of, and the materials like seaweed that we actually saw Taiju just a little bit. It was just a little bit of a flashback in this episode, but we see his character here yet again. They start to make glass in all fours, but they're also purifying at the exact same time. So number one, they'll of course make the glass fit within the watermelon head that of course Suika is wearing, but also give her a sight as well. Like we even see a chart right now, if you ever take an eye appointment sometime, of how they have that sheet depending, you know, the big numbers, how if it's 1, 2, or 3, or you go down to maybe number 12 where it's just a little bit tiny. It just depends on like what sight you actually have, if it's very good or if it's very bad. And we see the beautiful moment, and this is what I mean by the environment, and when someone actually has glasses in the first place, because if I take these off, I can't see what's in front of me. I could barely see the camera, I could barely see the monitors or even my keyboard that I am looking at. But just having these on, it's breathtaking, and seeing that with Suika's perspective, even as a little kid growing up to our day and age, if you're just wearing glasses, you look to see this beautiful sight. You could see all these flowers, you could see the people in front of you clearly, you could see the mountains. It's awesome, and I love that demonstration of what Dr. Stone even had. And even in this episode, King Road, of course one of the guards that protects the village, is nearsighted as well. And this is a thing with glasses and growing up. I don't know if our day and age now has this, but within, of course, you know, maybe the early 2000s, or if you're born in like the 1900s, somewhere around there, you know, wearing glasses for the very first time, it's very terrifying, you know, going into the public area, because number one, maybe you'll get bullied for it, right? People will call you four eyes, you don't feel comfortable. Number two as well, you feel like you're different from everyone else. I don't know if it's kids these age, but back in the day, you know, try like me for example, I wanted to take my glasses off just so I could be a part of everyone everyone else. I didn't want to be this glasses kid that everyone made fun of. And I feel like Kinro definitely has that as well, because he's this guy, right? He's this warrior. He's this protector of the village that he feels like if he wears these kind of glasses or glass that helps him all out, he won't become a man. He won't be a warrior anymore. So we see that scaredness that he has, that he doesn't want to tell anyone else. Like, of course, he tells his partner Ginro about it, but he doesn't want Senku's help or anything like that. He just wants to be this tough man that he is. And tough is not about that, you know. If you get this vision clearly, he could definitely become a stronger warrior, because, you know, training with Kohaku in this episode, he can't fight Magna without this sight, and he could definitely become a stronger warrior and actually maybe win this ground bound that of course happens in the village if he does have glasses, if Senku does help him out. So hopefully maybe in the future, maybe next episode or a couple episodes, he'll actually like go up to Senku and say, hey, I'm having a problem with my eyes, can you help me out at this point? So I love the demonstration that, you know, glass, it helps so much within humanity. If it's windows, glasses, you know, of course making the science equipment that Senku and everyone needs, that is of course the key point in this episode. But I'm very proud to wear these things, of course, on my eyes day-to-day basis, and I don't know, it almost brought a tear, and I'm just glad they talked about it. But another thing, another key point that we see, of course, in this episode is a brand new character, and this is, I think, the last main character that we're going to see. I don't know about the second half of Dr. Stone. My guess is they're probably going to just start the ground bound, or we're going to see, of course, Rui, this medicine, because I think this is what season 1 is all about. Maybe all 24 episodes, that'll take eventually that long for them to make the medicine and to accomplish everything. But this brand new character, though, my guess, last main character, his name is Old Man Koski, and this is a craftsman in this episode. The detail that I liked what Senku said in this episode right here is that when Tsukasa tried to of course kill Senku, because of course he wants to resurrect civilization, right? He wants to bring humanity all back to life. But the problem with that is, within a day-to-day basis, when years on end, there's always going to be someone else. Chrome was a perfect example for that, of how he is a sorcerer or he is a scientist, exactly like Senku. And on the other hand, you have people like Koski, which are a craftsman. He's actually a really important character. He's the one that made, of course, Kohaku's shield that she is very proud of, and it's really precious to her. And also, he built the bridge connecting the village to, of course, the mainland of what Senku is at, and of course the villagers. He's a really important character, and I'm glad that we actually see him in this episode as well. And the funny part of Senku and Chrome using the bait on him, and I feel like that's craftsman to this day as well. You know, if someone's teaching a class, for example, if you're doing woodshop or anything like that, and the teacher looks at a student and they're doing something wrong, you really feel this urge of, hey, just let me do this right here, or you have to do this properly, or this at this point. And of course, glass being something that was discovered so long ago and not at the Stone Age, this is really appealing to Koski. This is something completely new, that as a craftsman, he can make such tools that help the village, or even just create himself just because he loves it. He's been doing craftsmanship for over 50 years, so seeing something brand new and exciting brought life to him all over again. So it's cool that just this little science bait, it worked on him, but it's also a really precious thing to Koski at this exact same time. So of course, knowing this, he of course makes this science equipment for Senku and the gang, and it brings them a step closer of making the medicine to help Ruri out. And something else in this episode as well, that maybe a lot of people are complaining about, how this episodes of Dr. Stone are really slow because of the progression, like making glass or making electricity, example like that. I think it's really cool because we see a map how the Kingdom of Science is slowly getting built, right? You have your base of, this is where Chrome collected like materials such as like diamonds or anything like that, that he has this base of operations that he has as a kid. You have this glass station area that Koski is working out that they just built. They have this iron making area for, of course, to make armor or even tools. That's part of the Kingdom of Science. You also have a food station such as ramen that people really love and that will come towards, and that they will even make their iron. You of course have your battle station of Kinro, Ginro, and Kohaku battling to try to defeat Maina in the ground bound. And then of course you have your science shed, which is built here yet again. So we see a science shed 2.0, and it really brings joy to Senku, because like as an anime watcher and as Senku, we're seeing their journey slowly progress of a guy trying to get people on his side so that he defeats Tsukasa and brings civilization back to life. He's slowly getting people on his side day in and day out, making Kohaku eventually eventually seeing Chrome, his laboratory, and then creating all of this stuff here built together, it's jaw-dropping and it's really exciting. And we even see Senku of opening his door as a kid for the very first time and seeing all this science equipment that his dad bought for him, and he's slowly seeing that image here come yet again. It's awesome because the hard work really pays off when you truly go towards it, and that he's eventually even going to make a hospital, because once they make medicine, they could use, of course, this medicine to help other villagers out. And if he doesn't become a part of this village anytime soon, then I don't know what, man. He's provided so much for these people day in and day out, and they're slowly starting to realize. I don't know, I feel like the only guy that's going to complain about that will be Magna and Kohaku's father, but Senku at this point, you know, station by station, if it's glass or if it's ramen or anything like that, he's slowly building the trust towards these people, and slowly, of course, getting the medicine here for Rui to save her life. And that's what this episode was, and I think this is definitely one of the best episodes of Dr. Stone yet, of we're seeing all this hard work finally paying off, that he's slowly making a little village from himself. We're seeing all these villagers look at him and getting respect, and finally now this is a true kingdom. This is Senku's goal, and I'm excited just to see more within, of course, these series of Dr. Stone. But that was, like I said, episode 11. I hope that you guys all enjoyed. If you did, make sure, of course, to leave a like, comment down below. What are your guys' thoughts and opinions on this episode? Because in my opinion, this is definitely a top 3, and subscribe to the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. Within videos come to time, guys, if it's Demon Slayer, Danmachi, or even these videos, I'm going to be a little bit late. I'm traveling at the moment and won't have my computer or anything on me. Dr. Stone is this slate or any other videos, or if I go over a video such as like Demon Slayer, if it always comes up on Saturday and eventually I had to do it next week, like 2 videos in a row, I just want to say my apologies and my sinceres, but I'll try to get the videos up as quick as I can. But thank you guys all for watching, and of course we'll see you guys on the next ones here on the channel. Much love, and as always, have yourselves a wonderful day.